identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it? Because I don't.
Phew! That Mario movie video is finally done. Now I can take a breather before... What? No. Well, I guess I gotta keep the momentum going.
Fuck.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the Eliminator speaking. I wasn't planning to do this again so soon, but given when I finished the last video and the Mario movie's release, I thought it made a lot of sense to get things done as quickly as possible. But before that, you're probably wondering what you're even watching right now. For those who are unaware, this video is one in a series of videos I plan to make known as Al's Analysis. What Al's Analysis essentially boils down to is me giving my honest opinions on a piece of media, be it a TV show, a movie, a video game, maybe even a comic book, who knows. But with that out of the way, let's get on to today's topic, that being the Super Mario Bros. Movie. But before that, let's give a quick recap for any newcomers here. So, in the last video, I talked about how I didn't pay much attention to the Mario movie when it was initially announced. The movie continued to slip my mind until September 23rd, 2021, in which the cast list was revealed. I then proceeded to gripe about how Charles Martinet wasn't cast as Mario, and how the movie didn't have the benefit of multiple different versions of its character, unlike Sonic. Little over a year later, we were given a new teaser poster and news of an eventual trailer that would be coming out in 2 days. However, the designs for most of the major characters would be leaked on a Happy Meal box less than a day before the trailer released. And one heart attack later, I came to the conclusion that I couldn't have any notions about the trailer due to how little we were shown, though that didn't stop me from praising the visuals or most of the voice performances. Except you, of course. Which brings us to the present day, and begs the question of what came next. And well, you won't be surprised to hear this, but remember how the first trailer was announced 2 days before its release? Well, imagine my surprise when less than a month later, it's revealed that a second trailer will be rearing its ugly head around on November 29th. In fact, as of making this video, the third trailer has just been announced for the 9th of March. Less than 2 weeks from now. In fact, I nearly held off on making this video just so I could watch it and include it in here. But I decided not to. Not only for simplicity's sake, but because I feel this video is going to be a bit bigger than the last one. So before we get too sidetracked, let's get on to the second trailer. A few moments later. Okay, finally got that done. Now, for my opinion. This movie was announced in 2017. And then it took like 4 years for them to announce the cast list. And then a year after that, we get the first trailer. Like, I feel they waited a bit too long to get everything out. But at the same time, I feel like the Sonic movie released its trailer and a lot of the, revealed content was done more methodically. Like, it felt like it was happening gradually over the course of time. Whereas with the Mario movie, it feels like things are being introduced at random intervals. Like, the first trailer comes out on October. The second trailer, the second full-on trailer, releases in November. Like, I know that this movie got pushed back from its initial release date of holiday 2022. And I mean, like, the Sonic movie, it released, less than 5 months after its first trailer happened. Like, when the first trailer came out, it felt like an event. Like, this was the culmination, again, of 5 years of waiting. And this was the first proper look we'd get at what the movie would be like. Like, the only other indicator we got was a teaser poster. And again, that teaser poster could easily be pretty misleading. So when the trailer came out, it felt a lot more exciting in general because would it look like it said in the poster? What would look different? How would the characters actually look compared to how they did in the games? Like, there was still some excitement to be had. Like, we only really got to see the Koopas, Bowser, Kamek, Toad, and Mario. And we got a brief glimpse at Luigi at the end. And so, then getting a proper glimpse at the other characters who were left out of the trailer, like Peach and Donkey Kong, again, that drummed up questions. And so you could have waited like 3 months after the first trailer released to release the second one. And then you could have waited another 3 months to release the third trailer, just before the movie comes out. Like this way, you could have kept interest in the project and everything around it, without having to constantly throw content in the audience's face, reminding them that this thing releases in April. Like it's the Mario movie. People are going to remember that it exists. Overall, I've comprised my thoughts into one simple little sentence. I feel like Illumination is playing catch up with this movie. They felt pressured to start advertising when they did, and now they're trying to show us as much as they can before it's too late. It just goes to show that timing is everything. But with that said, you're probably wondering what I actually saw that led me to this opinion. Well, on the day of the trailer's release, we were given a slew of posters leading up to the actual presentation that showcased the designs for many of the characters, except Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong, who were shown briefly in the trailer. And as the months rolled on, we would get more posters like this, though they would be separate from releases of trailers or any other behind-the-scenes footage. And while that isn't a problem, one thing I mentioned is that these would be done in bursts. So it wouldn't just be one trailer or poster being revealed at a time. We would get a bunch of them all at once on the same day. And like, the posters aren't bad, but again, I think it would have been more fun if they like had us savor everything. So like every week or every 2 weeks, a new poster is shown. And like, the thing is, the movie is going to be relevant up until its release, but at the same time, if you release your posters more gradually, you could keep people talking about it. So that way, it wouldn't just have this big event to remind you the movie exists, and then you go radio silent till it's released. But I mean, the movie still garnered hype, and people are still talking about it, so what do I know? So with that out of the way, let's hear my thoughts on this trailer as a whole. Again, I don't think this trailer was bad, but I feel like the hype that came with the first trailer is kinda missing here. But anyways, where the first trailer showed us actual scenes from the movie almost completely unedited, this trailer opts for more the traditional movie trailer approach, where they show us various clips from parts of the movie, with some lines either dubbed over or completely edited. Not only that, but the trailer puts a greater focus on characters who weren't really seen in the teaser. So we get looks at, say, Luigi, Peach, Donkey Kong, and a bit of Cranky Kong, but only a brief glimpse. And while the first trailer hinted at this idea, this trailer gives us confirmation that Mario and Luigi are going to start off in the human world and be sucked down into the Mushroom Kingdom. Something that has been referenced by fans before. Something that, unless you were on the internet actively searching details for this movie, you might not have known initially. Besides that, we get a few other hints of what might be in the movie in the future, including but not limited to power-ups, Yoshis, locations beyond the Mushroom and Koopa Kingdoms, and, most importantly, the Mario Karts. And we even get another moment of Chris Pratt flexing his voice acting skills, showing us once again that this role was not meant for him. I found that really neat, but if you listen carefully, you can actually hear a subtle message in the background. Let me play it again. You didn't hear it again? Well, let me play it back slower.
Fuck you!
Did you hear it now? I was just as annoyed when I heard that. I know I'm being a dead horse when I say it, but this is the main character, the one we're going to be hearing the most, so I have a right to be annoyed. And while these comments are not from my previous Mario movie video, or any video related to me, I would like to say that you're not simply a hater for disliking the choice of Chris Pratt as Mario. Rather, what would make you a hater was if you had a very petty or prejudiced reason for it. Whereas I have the problem that it feels like stunt casting without any proper back. We're 2 videos into this thing and I'm already relying on old material. And this won't be the first time either, or the last. But anyways, aside from Mario and Luigi being stuck down into the Mushroom Kingdom, One thing that's also been confirmed is that the two are going to be split up somehow, with Luigi falling into Bowser's hands, and Mario landing in the Mushroom Kingdom, which we already knew. We also get brief clips of what is clearly a training montage, showing that Mario is actually training to become the Super Mario that we know from the games, which I think is a neat touch. I like that they're having Mario train for this rather than him being, already good at running and jumping, and just so happens to be thrown into a world that caters to his abilities. It also explains why Mario would be so good at fighting these enemies in the first place. They trained specifically for them. Also, I like that it's Luigi who gets kidnapped in this case. One thing that could easily have been done is that they could have easily explained, this is Peach's first kidnapping or whatever. But no, I like that they went a more creative direction. The Sonic movie was how Sonic met Eggman and everything and how that happened, but they still did interesting things around it. Now, I don't have as much to say about Luigi since he isn't as present in this trailer as Peach is, or Mario, or Bowser, so I'm just gonna get my thoughts out now. Luigi is an addition to the already massive line of good redesigns this movie has. One thing I noticed with him and Mario upon closer inspection is that you can even see a bit of wear and tear on the areas of Luigi's outfits that cover his joints. The same goes with Mario, specifically for the overalls. You can see there's a bit more wrinkles everywhere. And Charlie Day actually doesn't sound too bad as him either. I was initially on the fence since Charlie Day's voice is pretty high, but upon hearing it, it actually doesn't sound too bad. Compared to Chris Pratt as Mario, Charlie actually seems to be trying, even though the voice doesn't sound that much like Luigi. Here's a little comparison between their voices.
An identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it? Because I don't.
Fine, I'll do the dishes! You're just gonna make me do them anyway! Thank you for calling Super Mario Brothers Plumbing. It's me, Luigi, and you need service.
Okay, well, Charlie work is basement stuff, cleaning urinals, blood stuff, your basic slimes, your sludge.
So with that finished, let's move on to Princess Peach. As I said earlier, where the first trailer opted to focus on Mario and Bowser, this trailer focuses on Charlie Day's Luigi and Anya Taylor-Joy's Peach. What was I saying? Oh yeah, let's hear how she sounds.
Bowser is coming. Together, we are going to stop that monster.
You remember what I said a little while back about the horse? We're 2 videos into this thing and I'm already relying on old material. And this won't be the first time either. Or the last. Well, I hope you're ready for that mess. I am conflicted with my opinions on Peach. On one hand, I'm glad that they didn't just have Anya Taylor-Joy sound like herself. I know I praised Charlie Day's Luigi, but I'd say that's probably my only big gripe with him. He just sounds like Charlie. But at the same time, they picked the most generic voice for Peach. It isn't like Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, where they had a voice that was different, but still sounded in line with the character. No, instead they just picked the most generic Disney princess sounding voice that they could find. And what annoys me about this is that Anya Taylor-Joy is British. She has a British accent. And granted, that doesn't immediately mean oh, her voice won't sound generic. But you could do something with that. Again, this is a different take on the characters. Something we haven't had in a long time. And I know I talked about that and Mario not necessarily having that luxury, but this could have been a way that they differentiated from the games. And again, this isn't me just saying that, oh, the video game voice is better. Because no, like Toad, Peach would have needed a change of voice. It would have gotten a bit irritating to hear, but also, again, you can still do something unique. Yet another recycled point from my older video is that Sonic, in the Sonic movie, Not only is he voiced by Ben Schwartz, who is known as a voice actor, but Sonic has a unique sounding voice. Well, yeah, it's kind of the voice Ben Schwartz uses for a lot of his characters. Again, it's different. It doesn't sound like Sonic, but doesn't sound like Ben either. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's what they could have done here. That's my biggest problem with Peach's voice, is that they had the chance to do something different or something interesting, but instead went with what was, in my opinion, the safest option. Now, for those who need a better idea of what I'm trying to get across here are some examples of celebrities voicing characters in animated shows or movies. Let's take a look at Eddie Redmayne. This is his normal voice.
Actually, no. I'm a proud Hufflepuff.
This is his voice in the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Community in America?
I do know a few things, actually. I know that you have rather backwards laws about relations with non-magic people. That you're not meant to befriend them, that you can't marry them, which seems mildly absurd. Because I like you. Because you're my friend.
And this is his voice in Thomas and Friends.
Branch line? I think that's where I'm meant to be working. My name is Ryan. And I'll be your engine today. Ready?
Now let's take a look at Jamie Campbell Bower. This is his normal voice.
I mean, absolutely not. I mean, I never even imagined I'd be on a show like this, let alone playing this thing. Yeah, it's amazing. It was just such a blessing. The whole thing feels like such a whirlwind since I got it. It's bizarre.
This is his voice in Stranger Things.
I'm sorry about this, everyone.
I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her.
And this is his voice in Thomas and Friends.
It is time, Max. Time for you to join me.
Just messing with you. That's also from the Jimmy Fallon interview.
Okay. We've been sailing up and down this coast for years. We're searching for the secret cove where Captain Callus kept his ship. But it sounds like you fell right into it. Whoa, whoa.
You see what I'm saying here? I'm not saying that they should never have hired celebrities in the first place, but that those celebrities could give better performances. Now, enough with the negativity. Time to be a broken record about something good. Like Luigi, Peach has received an amazing redesign. It reminds me a bit of her design in the Super Smash Bros. Games, how those went and added a lot more details to her dress, as well as her crown. On top of that, her biker suit looks quite accurate to how it was in every game after Mario Kart Wii. And it wasn't just me. The whole internet collectively had the reaction of someone who's never seen a female character in any sort of animated media before. On top of that, I really like Peach's character in this movie. Like, Peach wasn't given much of a personality in the games, but here she clearly seems to be like a sort of diplomat type leader. She seems to be someone who is aware of the threat and is trying to rally everyone together. Also, a really fun thing that I noticed is that Peach is the one who's going to help Mario be training for this whole fight with Bowser, so this is something I find neat. Like, again, Mario's learning how to fight all of his enemies, and who better to do it than the one who knows them best? Other than Bowser, of course. It reminds me of this thing I saw on Pinterest where a person was listing off some of the stuff they would like to see in more media in general. One of them being a woman teaching a man how to fight. And so, armed with that information, this also shows us that Peach is definitely going to be a more proactive character, and is actually going to be able to defend herself against Bowser. Again, instead of it just being that Luigi is kidnapped and Mario goes to save him, Luigi is kidnapped by Bowser, who is planning an attack on the Mushroom Kingdom, which we can infer from what Peach says. Bowser is coming, which means that a lot of the actions she takes in this movie are in response to the impending threat, which I think was an interesting decision. Not only because it shows us that Peach has ears everywhere, but lets us know that Peach is a bit more of a strategist. Overall, I'm really happy with this interpretation of Peach, or what we've seen so far. I really like the ideas that the Mario movie is posing with their takes on the characters, And so I really hope that the movie is able to do them all justice. And with that, we finished part 2 of this Mario movie analysis. Unfortunately though, we're not done yet, as we still have December and early 2023 to discuss. I told you that video was gonna be bigger, and we're not even done yet. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and thank you for sticking around till the end, if you did. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe today to join the A-list. When you're done with that, tell me down in the comments section, which voice actor did you have the most faith in? Sorry for not covering as much ground as in the previous Mario movie video. As a treat, here's a sneak peek at the next one.
Okay. Now you die.
As a side note though, this video took a lot longer to make, so this one might not be out for a little while. But with that said, as a bonus question, who would you like to see in the Mario movie? And how would you implement them into the story? Again, subscribe today to join the A-list, and have a good day. Bye!